Elder Ikwanwa, and I'll be presenting on the topic Should there be restrictions on the use of genetic information in reproductive decision making, such as selecting for or against certain traits? I'm representing Group 5 and I'm on the negative side. We'll start with some basics that genes are units of heredity that determine traits passed from parents to children, and they influence physical traits and health risks. Genetic disorders are caused by mutation in these genes, leading to health issues. Many are inherited, but early identification can guide family planning. We have examples such as cystic fibrosis, Tay-Sachs disease, sickle cell disease, and access to genetic information can help families prevent serious genetic disorders, promoting health and quality of life. Our opening statement, we want to stress that reproductive decision is a deeply personal choice and a fundamental right. Restricting the use of genetic information in these decisions infringes on personal freedom, limits the benefits of modern medical technology, and undermines the ethical consistency in reproductive rights. By opposing restrictions, we support the right of individuals and families to make the best choices for their future. So, personal autonomy and freedoms, we want to state that reproductive decisions should be free from restrictions because they are deeply personal, and genetic information empowers individuals to make choices that align with their values and goals for family planning. In this regard, we want to um, link our points with the principle of procreative beneficence, which states that parents have a moral obligation to use available resources to ensure the best possible outcomes for their children. And this is in line with empowering the individuals with choices that align with their goals and their values for family planning. Advancement in medical technology. Modern genetic screening allows us to prevent severe hereditary diseases. There are other many tools, such as germline editing, which my colleagues would focus on. But then I think that germline editing, if used responsibly, could alleviate suffering in the current generation and future generations to come, because it's not about making a designer baby, it's about alleviating suffering in future generations. And restrictions on the use of medical technology would disproportionately affect those who are severely impacted by these diseases, these genetic diseases. So there are, apart from germline editing, there are other many tools such as PGD, that's pre-implantation genetic diagnosis, which allows parents to screen their embryos before implantation for any of these genetic diseases and be well aware of the condition of the baby and make plans towards that. We also have prevention of suffering. Access to genetic information helps families avoid severe genetic conditions and reducing suffering in both parents and children. Now, we would have a family that is void of, not necessarily void, but then they know their status and they plan their life accordingly so that they don't um, produce offspring that could result in hardship that could have been prevented. Also, ethical consistency. Societies already accept reproductive choices like IVF, that's in vitro fertilization, and prenatal testing. Adding restrictions on genetic information use would create an inconsistent and arbitrary line in what reproductive decisions are allowed. Reducing healthcare costs. Using genetic information to prevent inheritable conditions can reduce long term healthcare costs for families and the public health system. Restrictions would lead to greater costs and emotional burdens due to preventable disorders. In conclusion, we would like to state that restrictions on the use of genetic information in reproductive decision making would limit personal freedoms, deny families the benefits of modern technology, and create ethical inconsistencies. By opposing these restrictions, we advocate for a society where individuals have the right to make informed, responsible decisions about their families, promoting both personal well-being and public health. Thank